Okay, so hey guys, kamusta kayo? Thank you for joining me today, and I'm really excited to have you guys on.
Thanks for having us, Marts.
To start things off, I'm joined today by Tyler and SJ of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. You guys, napapag-usapan na kayo, and there have been different versions of the way people have said your names. So to start, siguro, Tyler and SJ, what are the correct ways to pronounce your last names? Tyler, ikaw naman.
Well, me personally, I pronounce it as Tio, Tyler Tio. But I know a lot of people pronounce it as Tio or Cho. But for me, I pronounce it as Tio.
Okay. Ikaw, SJ.
Sa akin siguro yung may pinakamahirap. May mga Belangel, Belangel, lahat na siguro. Pero for me, it's Belangel. It's like there's an silent H on the G. So Belangel, SJ Belangel.
Okay, now that we've cleared that, kayong dalawa, nandun na kayo sa level ng mga top point guards, the UAP, lalo na next season. Pero gusto ko pag-usapan how you guys reached this point. So, Tyler, let's start with you. Let's go to the early part. When did you start playing basketball and who introduced you to the sport?
I started playing basketball when I was around 6 years old, but not competitively, just for fun. And it was my brother and my dad who introduced me to basketball because they'd always watch NBA games. And I guess I just got into it naturally. I just started watching with them. And then from then on, they bought me my first basketball. And then they enrolled me in clinics. And I just fell in love with the game from there.
When did you start playing the varsity level?
Grade 3. I was 9 years old.
In
Yeah. So
Xavier?
actually, funny story. I was Xavier. My mom would used to pick me up late from school. So one of those days, I was just stuck there playing basketball with the XBA players. I wasn't even enrolled. And then one of the coaches saw me and introduced me to the grade school varsity coach. And then from then on, I started training with them and then made it to the varsity team.
So, since bata ka pa, superstar na talaga.
Di naman.
SJ, ikaw naman, ano ba yung kwento sa'yo? Bata ka pa lang ba, basketball na talaga yung sport mo?
Una siguro hindi eh. Since late na rin, same rin na kami usually ni Kuya Tay. Then grade 3, 9 years old, nagsimula yung competitive tapos varsity. Pero before, hindi naman ako mahilig sa basketball eh. More on like swimming, running, ganun. So, siguro nung time na nakikita ko lang si Papa na naglalaro sa mga barangay, ganun ba? Tapos nagko-coach din siya. Tapos sinasama niya lang ako lagi. Tapos parang nailig ako na maglaro ng basketball. Nailig ako na makita sila yun, nag-shoot. Tapos doon na yung nagsimula na nagpaturo ako sa kanya. So, yung dad ko rin yung nagturo sa akin kung paano maglaro ng basketball. So, sa Bacolod.
Diba sa Lasal ka nag-aral sa Bacolod?
Yeah. Actually, nag-aral ako sa Lasal grade 4 to grade 6. Pero before nun, kasi I was in a small private school. Parang once a week lang kami nagpa-practice due to academics din. And saka, hindi naman siya ganun ka-well-known na school. So, nagpo-focus siya basically on education. Tapos, si Papa lang yung nagsabi sa president na gumawa tayo ng basketball team para may physical naman yung mga students. May gagawin naman sila besides PE. So, gumawa siya ng basketball team. Doon na nagsimula.
So, how did you find your way to Manila? And what made you choose Ateneo at the end nung pagdating mo dito? Nakita ka ba nila doon and they asked you to come over?
Actually, si Coach Joe yung pumunta doon eh. Narinig niya lang na, ayun, yung name ko sa Bacolod. Tapos, sabi niya na puntahan daw. So, luckily, nag-usap-usap, gano'n. Pero since bata pa ako kasi, may side joke kami ni Papa eh, na tinanong niya sa akin na saan ko gusto mag-aral. Ganun, grade school, high school, tapos college. Sabi ko doon nung grade school, Lasal, tapos nung high school, Ateneo, dala papunta ng college. So, parang naging totoo. So, ayun. So, dream ko rin na, syempre, mag-aral sa Ateneo, tapos maglaro for the Ateneo. Since na napapanood ko sila sa TV, sa AP, tapos pumupunta din sila sa yung uni games dati, sa Lasal. So, ayan, yun yung parang nagustuhan ko na pumunta sa Ateneo.
Ikaw, Tyler, when was the point in maybe high school na you really wanted to make it to the next level, na UAP, and when did they start showing interest in you?
Actually, yung Ateneo, since grade school pa lang, they were talking to us na. So, going into my first year of high school, so grade 7, they started talking to us. And they offered, I think, like a 1/4 or half scholarship, something like that. But then we thought that it would be best for me to stay in Xavier because of the education, and also we felt that that would be where I'd get more opportunities. And then going into college naman, I was being recruited by Ateneo around third year high school. So they invited me and Jolo Mendoza to Las Vegas to train with them sa Impact. And then I think from that point on, I got close to the other players na rin. And then I saw how the culture was. And from that point on, I think deep down, I knew na I was going to go to Ateneo, even though I didn't really tell anyone that.
Yeah. You guys said na you wanted to play for Ateneo. Let's talk about naman you entering Ateneo, Tyler. One of the top recruits of your class. But unfortunately, in 2016, you weren't able to play because of your citizenship. What's the story
Yep.
behind that, the whole process?
Well, basically, I needed a Filipino citizenship in order to not be considered as an import in the UAAP. So, unfortunately, we just didn't make the cut during my first year, but it was already in the works ever since I was like 16, because I wasn't able to join the Philippine team back then as well. So we were already trying to work on it that early pa lang. And then thankfully, years later, we were able to get the Filipino citizenship.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you nga that. And of course, if you found out grade 7 pa lang, you would have worked on it. Pero like, what
Yeah.
was the document that you needed? Like, what took so long for it to come together?
Literally just a Filipino citizenship. That's the document. But we didn't know that I was considered an import because I was born and raised here in the Philippines. My parents are Filipino, and then we only found out that it was going to be a problem when I was 16 or 15 because I
Yeah.
wasn't eligible to play for the Philippine team. And then we started working on it from that point on. It was a long process.
Okay, so SJ, ikaw naman, the way you ended high school was different compared to how Tyler entered college. You know, you won the UAP championship, and one of the top players also in high school. What is your mindset for the season? There was a lot of pressure on you guys to win the championship, and I'm sure every game, scouts and college coaches were watching you. So ano yung approach mo dun for each game?
Siguro yung approach ko lang is kapag ano yung game plan ng team. Tapos kapag ano kailangan ng team basically. Siguro for us as a team, hindi naman ganun ka-pressure because we trained for it. Kasi before kami maglaro, na-ready na kami ni coach for the game. So all we just have to do is follow the coaches and follow the game plan.
Let's talk about college naman. Nung pagpasok niya sa Ateneo, do you remember your first practice or first few times with the team? What is the experience like and paano yung pagtanggap nila sa'yo? Siyempre, top players nga kayo sa class niyo. Maybe, was there a story or something that you won't forget na welcome moment, whether good or bad?
Well, I think ever since I came into Ateneo, the culture was already there. It was intact already, and you could see that the players were close to each other. And my first year, nandun pa sina Kani, Pingoy, CJ Perez, Arvin. So it was a different dynamic, completely different team from the three-peat. But I think my welcome moment would definitely be Baler. That first Baler was crazy. It was a boot camp, and it was tough. That was my probably the toughest of all the Balears.
Yeah, I've heard stories about that. So what was the thing that you did to get over the mental aspect of that boot camp?
I guess we just relied on each other because I think that's the point of Baler really. It's to rely on your teammates and to help each other out, pick each other up when someone's about to give up, you pick him up. When you're about to give up, vice versa. So that's what I learned.
Okay, so you finally made it to the UAP, play your first game. What was something about the college game that surprised you the most compared to high school?
For me siguro, ako yung may pinakamagandang debut ata eh. Yeah. Ayun, so for me siguro nung first time ko na naglaro sa college, syempre given that situation na end of a quarter tapos kailangan magabol na yung other team tapos you're so fresh pa. First time mo pa debut, gusto mo may mapatunayan ka. So you're too excited. Tapos, syempre, andun na yung kaba. First possession pa lang siguro, nag-fall ako kaagad. I was too aggressive. Naisip ko na, yung first naisip doon is yung physicality sa high school tsaka sa college. Yan yung pinagkaiba siguro unang-una sa college level, sa high school level is the physicality.
Di ba yung first game mo, naka-mask ka pa?
Yeah.
So,
yun din. So, mahirap din.
Ano yung injury mo?
Dito sa right eye ko, basically, yung bones ko dito parang bumaba. Parang, yeah, because na tuhod nga ni Papi Sar.
Diba?
Yeah. Tapos parang, yeah, given that situation na gusto mo bumawi sa Adamson, di ba? Kasi, yun nga, hindi ka nakalaro. Tapos, dami yung opportunities na nawala eh. Yung kay KD yung una. Chance to play with KD. Tapos, Jones Cup nga, di ba?
Yeah.
So, yeah, gusto mong mag-prove na worth it ka sa team, di ba?
Ikaw, Tyler, I don't know if it was the first game or one of the first few. It's against UP na you had that almost perfect game. So what was that naman for you? Everyone is so excited for your debut. And then.
Actually, I think that was the second game. The first game I didn't play because I sprained my ankle during practice. Same lang with SJ because I think all rookies feel the same type of pressure naman. I was nervous and of course I wanted to prove myself then. I think I was fielded in around third quarter na ata. So I just wanted to play my game and then I was just taking open shots really. They were setting good screens for me and then I was getting open. I was just taking my shot. Then thankfully pumasok lahat.
Okay, so let's talk about naman season 82, the undefeated season. So everyone knows you went undefeated, won the championship. Can you describe the feeling of being on such a dominant team? Nag-sweep pa kayo, the first team ever.
Siyempre, we played for our seniors. So, yan yung pinaka-importante. Tsaka, we played as a team. And for us, wala na kami siguro ibang masabi kundi one of the memorable moments as a team. Actually, for me, hindi ko alam na yung history pala kami na 16-0 kami yung first team. Usually, nalaman ko lang nung nasa bus na kami tapos nag-Instagram si Kuya Matt tapos nakasulat history. Tapos sinerch ko pa kapag kami yung kapag may team na naka 16-0. Wala pala. So, ayun, siguro as a mindset lang namin is we just take it one game at a time and we treat each game as a championship game. Tapos we played as a team. The champion kami. Tapos yun nga, history pa. So memorable.
Tyler, at any point where was the struggle? Maybe in practice or during a game? What was the most heated moment or something that made you guys regroup during the season?
I think every practice, because every practice is really hard. So it really prepares us for every game. And the coaches do a great job of scouting the opponent. So we're really prepared from top to bottom. We know the tendencies of the other team. And of course, we know our own system. I think it's just a product of daily preparation. I don't think it's one instance that propelled us to be the team that we were. I think it was consistency, consistent hard work, and preparation.
So you mentioned the system nga. Coach Tab system, most of the time yung offense is motion and there are different options for that. As point guards, how do you find the balance in running the offense but also trying to get creative and gumagamit kayo ng sarili nyong diskarte?
For me siguro it's just taking what the defense gives to us. Siyempre kailangan mo din mag-read ano binibigay ng defenses. Na-ready rin naman kami ni Coach Tab every practices on given situation. So in the game, kapag umiba yung defense, we have to change the plays na run namin. Usually kasi motion kami but we have different reads. Depends na lang sa depensa.
Let's talk a little bit about your family. The first wants to congratulate you guys when you win a championship or a game, or your parents or your relatives, diba? But the first ones to criticize you when you have a bad game as well are also your relatives and your parents. So what's the relationship like with your dads and your family? Especially you, SJ, coach yung dad mo. So ano yung biyahe pa uwi? Ano yung sinasabi niya?
Nung first year ko siguro, syempre, as a rookie, di ba, kailangan mo mag-prove something. Mahirap because given the situation nung first game ko pa nga, di ba, masama laro. Syempre, pinapagalitan ka talaga for every mistakes na ginagawa mo on how, syempre, para din yun sa'yo eh. You know na it's for your own benefit. So, since coach rin siya, tapos alam niya na rin yung system ng team masyado, di ba? Because you tell some stuff sa parents mo, di ba?
Mhm.
So, with that siguro, biyahe pa uwi lagi is more on kahit manalo man o matalo, there would be mistakes na ginagawa mo. So, you need to improve and move on na lang. So, yun na naman sa amin. Lagi lang yun sa car, tapos pagdating sa bahay, wala na. Okay na.
Ikaw, Tyler.
For me, I think the person that fills that role is my older brother, si Tristan. So pretty much the same. Ever since I was in grade school, he is the one who tells me what I do wrong and what I do right and the things that I can improve on. Tapos usually he does it in the form of a text. When I got to college, it was text na kasi matagal for us to come out of the dugout. Sometimes he goes ahead.
Yeah.
And like what SJ said, it's for our own good naman. So I understand, even though sometimes it hurts to hear, but you need to hear those things in order to improve. I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for him, for sure.
Okay, so for this last few, we're going to discuss the current situation and the upcoming season as well. So usually at this time of the year, the team travels, joins tournaments, or it's just practicing, diba? Pero with the lockdown, what have you guys been doing as a team to stay on track with the different phases leading up to the season?
We send in our workouts to our Telegram group. So the coaches require us to do certain workouts, and we need to send all of them. So I think that's what keeps us in shape. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Workouts. We just basically just working out, but without basketball.
Wala ba kayong what are the like team building activities? Walang ganun.
Oh, we had those. We had those a few weeks ago. We had like challenges. Yeah. We had like this 1,000 push-up challenge in one day. And then what else? 90-minute planks one day. And what else? Wall squats, 90 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
Hindi yata masaya yan Pero what about school naman? Are you guys going to take intercession or summer class?
Yeah, we're about to enlist tomorrow, I think.
I think tomorrow.
So this is a first, diba? Kasi you usually never have summer class. So do you see this as an advantage for you guys, or how do you see this new development?
I think it's an advantage, especially when it comes to UAAP SEM, because we don't have to take as many classes. So I think delayed gratification.
So SJ, hindi ka ba naiinis?
Hindi. Actually, yun na, sabi ni Kuya Tay, it's an advantage. Tapos, yun na, meeting rin kami ng one of our faculty about done. And mapapa-timing din yung graduation, ganun ba? Hindi na madedelay if ever we take, yun na, intercession. Tapos, just like what Kuya Tay said na, our workload during our UAP season, hindi na ganun kabigat. Siyempre, maninibago kami since, yun na, dapat nagpa-practice kami or out of town kami. Pero ngayon, nag-aaral na kami.
You guys are gonna have 5 graduating players, and the 5 players that are leaving can literally form a starting 5 on any other team. So what's something you're going to miss about them, and how ready are you two to be the veterans on the team?
We'll definitely miss them on the court because of their leadership, experience, and their talent, of course. But I think we'll miss them most off the court because, of course, we've been together for how many years, and these guys have become really good friends of mine. And as for being ready as veterans, I think it's going to be a collective effort for all of us veterans, not just going to be one or two people. So I think together we'll be able to handle it, and hopefully we'll be able to pass down the culture that was passed down to us.
Ikaw, SJ, second year ka pa lang ba?
Yeah, mag-third na.
Pero
Mag-third.
parang veteran ka na. So ano yung approach mo dun sa ano?
For me naman to add on na lang siguro kay Kuya Tay. Yeah, tama nga sabi niya na we will miss them off the court. Siyempre yung mga pangungulit. Pero until now naman siguro nangungulit pa rin sila. So for us, si Mamo na yung captain, di ba? So different voice. Pero coaches naman siguro has been good for us saying na kapag nasa court ka or off the court ka, leader ka pa rin. Walang nakakataas, walang nakakababa. So you have a voice sa team, di ba? With that siguro, tama sabi ni Kuya Tay, with the collective effort of the team, kayang-kaya namin.
Who teammate are you most excited for or most excited to play with next season?
Yeah, ako naman.
Most excited for? Sige.
For me naman siguro, usually lahat because for this year, diba? So, hindi kayo nagkikita. Tapos, madaming improvements. Like, loss of weight, gano'n. Tapos, gusto mo sila makalaro, gano'n.
Sino?
So, kapag na-improve, siguro si Gio for me. Kasi nakita ko na si Gio 2. Magkaka-abs na tayo yun eh. Pero ayan, legit nga. Siguro yung most na excited ako is Dwight Ramos, di ba? Since kilala na siya ng lahat, naglaro sa Gilas. So, let's see na kapag ano yung adjustment niya going naman sa UAAP.
For me naman, syempre everyone because I haven't seen them in a long time. Excited to see how their games have improved and their physiques have improved. But yeah, I think the popular choice this year would be Dwight Ramos.
Right.
So definitely excited for him. He's a great player. I see him do his thing in practice, and I'm excited to see him translate that into the UAP.
I guess we'll end on that. I'm most excited for you two kasi kayo na yung backcourt next season. So yeah.
Sir.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Sniffing your papers. Why you did that? Why you did that?
Can you follow me back on Instagram?
Yeah, I don't run.
Huh?
I don't run.
You don't?